If you've been wondering or concerned about what's going to happen to Whisk after Google shut it down by April 30, well, today I'm going to show you what we need to do in order to continue generating images and videos in bulk for free. So without further ado, let's dive right into it and show you how you can do that.
Another day in the scrap heaps, Rusty. The city's cooling system is acting like a spoiled engine. Just one bolt left and we're home free. Rusty, careful with that power cell. It's worth more than our apartment and twice as volatile. Stay focused. Easy does it. Just a little more pressure and there. Perfect. We make a good team, don't we? No, Rusty, that was my favorite screwdriver. And that is the emergency core. We are in trouble. Great, just great. You woke up the neighborhood watch, Rusty, and they don't look like they want to talk. They're gaining on us. If we don't make it to the override, Rusty, this whole sector is gonna lock down. That's my boy. That shield should buy us enough time, Rusty. We're almost out of the line of fire. Down the chute, Rusty. It's the fastest way to the warehouse. Just try not to scream too loud. Okay, that was a lot more tires than I expected. You okay, Rusty? That was a close one. Yeah, I felt that. Come on, Rusty, the override switch is right over there. We can still fix this. And contact. Quiet at last. Good job, Rusty. We actually did it. You're not a bad mechanic after all. Look at that, Rusty. The city's still standing and we're still in one piece. Mostly.
All scenes in the video you just watched were generated using the bulk operation in Flow, and all that stuff was created for free. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Once you land on the website, this is how it's going to look like. And what you need to do first is to simply click on the button that says New Project. And I really want you to follow along, pay close attention to everything until the end of this tutorial, because the way how it works using Flow and its extension is a little bit different than how we used to in my previous tutorials explaining how to use the other extensions. So be sure to follow along step by step to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the settings that we will do together, and make sure that your production will seamlessly be rendered without any problems. And I'm really excited to show you how we're going to use the latest version of Nano Banana, which is Nano Banana 2, which acts a lot quicker. The results are really amazing, which I'm going to show you in a second. All right, so now I'm inside the project. Normally, when you start a new project, it's going to be from scratch, so your workspace should be empty. But for me, because I've already generated all these scenes, I have everything set in my workspace and I'm ready to get going. And so first up, after starting a new project in Flow, we're going to need to go and start downloading and installing the extension that's going to work with Flow. And for that, we're going to need to head over to Chrome Web Store. The extension that we're looking for is going to be called View Automation, Auto View on Google Flow. I'll leave a link to all this stuff in the description and in the comments below, so you don't have to worry about that. You just have to click on the links to get started and follow along with me. Now, once you've downloaded the extension and have installed it and pinned it into your browser, what you want to do next is simply click on the icon of the extension to open it up and activate it just like so. And here is where I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to explain in order to make sure that you have the correct settings for the extension to function exactly how we wanted it to be. All right, so step number one, before we take any action in the extension, we're going to have to start by generating the character sheets. Assuming you're either using my GPT extension in ChatGPT or my Gem in Gemini, what you want to do is go to Gemini or ChatGPT to pull up the character sheets prompts in order to get started. So what you are going to do is simply just copy the prompt just like so, and then you're going to go back to the Flow website, and then you're going to paste the prompt in the text box right here. And what you want to do in terms of settings, you're going to click on the drop down menu right here to choose the latest version of Nano Banana, which is going to be Nano Banana 2. And then for the quality, you can either go for 1K or 2K. If you go higher than that, you are required to be a subscriber. So that is totally up to you. Once you're done, you just hit enter, and then you're going to have your character sheet just like that. I have the two character sheets ready. And then our next step is to begin utilizing the extension in order to start generating our scenes in bulk. So step number 2, working with the extension, like I said, it's going to be a little bit different. So what you're going to do here where it says control, instead of typically choosing text to image where we used to do that in previous extensions, this time we're going to go for image to image, and I'll tell you why in a second. Next, what you want to do is make sure that you have the concurrent prompts set to one prompt. And then here where it says upload the file or drag and drop your file, this is where we are going to upload our character sheets as references for our scenes. So now I've imported my character sheets and I'm ready to go. But I want to give you a tip that when you generate your character sheets, it's very important that when you download the characters to your computer, you have to rename each character by their name from the master prompt. So you can find all this information in the master prompt. Once you've imported the characters into this place right here, what you want to do next, and this is really important, where it says max image or max input images per prompt, this is basically the number of characters that you're going to use in your master prompt or in your story that you're creating. So because I have 2 characters, I have to make sure that I set it to 2 images. If I only had 1, I would choose 1. If it was 3, I'll choose 3, and so on. The reason for that is because if I set it to 1 image, for example, what's going to happen is as soon as I paste my prompts in here, the extension is only going to notice 1 character as a reference that's going to be used. So we want to avoid doing that by simply selecting the right number based on how many characters do we have. So since I have 2, I'm going to choose 2 images right here. And now I'm ready to paste all my prompts for this story in the prompts section. All right, so now I have pasted all the prompts in the prompts section. I'll just scroll down right here and you will see in each prompt, the 2 characters are being used as references. If I scroll up and change the number of images per prompt to 1 to show you how it's going to look like, here you go. Now you're going to notice that the extension is only recognizing 1 character. And so this means you're going to miss out on the other character that should be part of the story. So you have to make sure that you select the right number based on how many characters do you have in your master prompt. Once you're done, you're going to find all the images are ready and are queued in order to start generating. But we're not done yet. First, I want you to take a look at where it says output per prompt. I want you to change that to 1. And then you're going to scroll all the way to the top. And then you're going to click on settings. And then under settings, you're also going to choose the default mode to image. The model, which is video, to forget about that. This is for videos. But then the next one here, and this is really important, image model is the one that we need to change. So normally it's going to say Nano Banana Pro. Instead, I want you to select Nano Banana 2 because this is the latest version of Nano Banana and it's free. Then you're going to scroll down to the bottom of the extension. Everything else is going to be as is, but you're going to change the auto download quality image here to 2K. Like I said, if you open that up and if you try and go for a higher resolution, which is 4K, that requires a subscription. So if you are, then you can simply just choose 4K and then go with it. Finally is setting up the auto download. So what you're going to need to do is simply click on the gear icon right here and simply click on the change button to adjust or locate where you want to download all the scenes. And then make sure you also turn off where it says ask where to save each file before downloading. That should be toggled off. And then you go back to the extension, make sure to click on the save settings right here, scroll to the top again, click on control, scroll to the bottom, and then you're good to go. So now all you have to do is simply just click on the button that says run, and the operation is going to start generating all your scenes. Nano Banana 2 generates images twice as fast than the Pro version. So this is why we're going for that one, because it's incredible and the results are amazing. That is it for today's video. So be sure to check out my bulk operation playlist. I currently have 3 videos that is going to teach you how to generate images and videos in bulk for free. One of those videos has pro advanced level of educational tips and tricks. I'm also going to leave a link in the description below for the playlist. You can also find it on my channel when you click on playlists. This should be the first one that says free bulk AI images and videos. Take your time, check them out, and you're going to find a lot of valuable information that's going to teach you all the cool stuff that you need for AI stuff. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.